Okay. Well, I don't know if you're seeing this in the chat right now, but yeah, my friends from high school just saw that we're
Hey,
live,
hey, Rage King
and
3.
they are a bunch of trolls.
What's up, my man?
Why? Who's
This.
chatting right now?
So he is
Okay,
actually
go ahead,
asking,
please.
hi, what's this channel about? Mumble, Bumble podcast is about podcast. So we're just talking about different topics that we think of. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to raise some topics, go ahead. You can message, but please do follow us because we actually need some followers. And if you do want content, yeah, you can. You can.
You can join us actually for a quick chat, or I don't know.
Yeah, you can ask question. You can raise any topics that you want to discuss.
Okay. Uh, what's our Twitch again?
The Twitch is Mumble
Uh,
Bubble Podcast.
okay, no worries. I saw the live show already.
Yeah, I actually posted in the page. That's the reason why maybe they were able to. What kind of startup? Tech startup, something like that.
Sorry, what are you saying?
Rage King 3 had actually asked, okay, what about startups? Do you know much about that? So I'm
Oh,
asking what specific
startups.
startup what we're talking about.
Yes, we know a lot.
Yeah, I actually know.
We know a lot.
So be
It's
specific.
actually one of our topic.
Yeah.
One startup is our last topic.
If you want to listen about that, you can stay tuned. But if you do want us to discuss more about that, you can just be specific about the startup. Okay. So should
Tech
I
startup.
start or should you start? I think
Um,
you should start for this one.
so tech startup, like, what do you want us to do with a tech startup? But anyhow, let's first look into do you know PHP Laravel and Vue.js? Yes, we both know PHP Laravel. Laravel is actually a pretty good framework for PHP because there is actually a rumor that says when you use Laravel, you can you can and use the security feature of Laravel, your your system is totally safe. Safe.
No. Um, can I butt into this conversation if I may?
Sure,
Okay.
go ahead.
So I've been doing PHP for quite some time. I've up- uploaded or I mean maintained some live production system with the PHP. First time that I've seen Laravel is this guy's doing. Cleverjohn is actually one of those guys that I was able to check and see them actually performing and using Laravel for their projects. Laravel is actually secure in some point, but remember, it's a framework. So, you actually can't secure a house without putting a lock on that door.
Totally.
Remember, Laravel does have security features. Yes, it is secure, but you need to implement that security. You can just pretend to, okay, this shit framework, this is a new shit that we should use. This is super secure. This is this and that. Yeah, it's fast to use. It's actually way faster in using Laravel to develop, a PHP, web apps and such. But you actually need to use those feature carefully. It's not. It's not. It's not a one-off button, if you know what I mean.
I'd say, do you guys do freelance work, Laravel stuff? Why, you got a job for us?
I do. I do have. Um, I do actually accept freelance work up until this point. Laravel stuff. I think you should talk about Laravel more with Clever John, since he's been doing this. I did some practice, but as of this moment, I'm not too, familiar with it. But I can use it. But Clever John is actually first to do it. So clever, clever, clever. Do you need to do some freelance work right now?
Um, yeah. Well, if the system is from scratch and if the work is from scratch, then totally sure we can do it from scratch. And well, I know Laravel, but I'm not into that deep of Laravel. So if there would be other teammates or other workmates in this freelance work that you are saying, then I think we really need to see on how they code also because
Yeah.
the way I code is like a very simple coding. You can just really see it. You can understand the code like reading a book. Because I did see other codes of Laravel on how they code. I'm like, what the hell is this? Are you working with a team or are you working on your own?
I think that's a basic description of my way of coding.
Okay, so are you working on your own or are you working with the team?
Most of the time, I'm working on my own. Because if you know
Yeah.
me, I've already maintained and developed web apps from scratch. Basically, the client or the customer actually provides specific or specification on what they need and such. I developed that shit, but I think I should start learning on how to work with a team, because even my baby thesis I do that with on my own. I didn't team up with anyone, so I think I should really do need to work on the team part.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Anyways, going back to you, Rage King 3. Oh, do you create complex systems or websites?
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I have an experience in doing complex system. I did participate in making an inventory system. Totally making an inventory system. So yeah,
Yeah,
and from complex, I can do it. Just I just need time to relearn again.
yeah. Because basically, you can't just memorize code. Uh, you actually need to learn the fundamentals. Clevergen has actually had a very good grasp on the fundamentals, and I have a very good grasp to the fundamentals. What we need to is that if you have a specific projects that we need to create, is that we actually need at least give us at least 15 days or a month to review the specific syntaxes. For example, we actually are at least a good or at least a good PHP developers and a Laravel developer. But if you want us to develop a C sharp web app, let's say you actually need C sharp for the back end, you just need us to do that kind of thing. We actually need to review those syntaxes. We can't just dive into and
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that. We actually need to learn the syntaxes. because from one language to another, one programming language or framework to another, there's a different syntax. It's the
Yeah.
syntax that is a problem. It's not actually a problem, but you actually need to learn that kind of thing.
Wait, he's also asking why don't you guys create some web platforms yourself? Yeah, we are doing. I mean,
We
some
have.
some.
You can visit our point today.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Let's go to his next question. Okay, I'm looking for advice on startups. It's about real estate and agents and looking for talented people. Well, my what I can advise for you as a startup is really choose the people and have a strategy and have a plan. Tech startup. So, are you looking for tech people to develop your website or what?
Look, do you know him personally or no?
No.
Okay, so let me give you an advice regarding this, because we actually also are a startup. We do have a startup. We actually develop a platform regarding this. We're actually providing um, a business to business, programs, web dev or web apps. Um, what you need to do is that you actually need to look at the problem that you have. So if you do actually have a market, you actually need to plan that market. A basic understanding of the market. For example, you've mentioned real estate. Do you have a specific market in the real estate right now? And also, if you're looking for talented people to develop that shit, we can. Sorry, I'm just cursing regarding that. Um, if you're looking for a talented people and you're actually serious about this, you can go to the platform. We haven't finished it yet because I'm actually working full time in a corporate job. Clever Jen's actually busy right now. I've given a task regarding that.
Yeah.
He does have a role on the startup that we have. So what I'm saying is that if you really want us to start this and talk more about this, you can go to our website, ourpointsolution.com. Let me type that
Yeah. You
on
can.
the chat. Maybe you won't be able to understand my English, but I think I'm doing good. But yeah, ourpointsolution.com. You can go to the contacts tab. You can just provide the info if you want us to contact you, and we'll talk more about that. You can provide complex stuff. At least give us a possible deadline. Hey, we really need a deadline. We can just float, develop, and no deadline. We actually need at least 5 or 6 months because my schedule is full. I'm not too sure with Clevergen as of this moment, but I think he can definitely provide more about that.
Yeah. I can provide more hours to it. But speaking of which, for other platforms we do develop, I don't know if am I allowed to stream my developing? I mean, while I'm developing the super and most beautiful inventory system.
Of the R point.
Yeah.
Sure, but please do
Nice.
remember to hide. You do need to hide some stuff. Uh, you can use the and I really
What?
can't. You actually need to hide some shit. You know what I mean? You need to use the process that env shit. Yeah. If you're using are you actually using the database, right, or no?
Database.
The Mongo. You're not using that one. Oh, okay. You're still using the
I'm not
MySQL. Okay.
still on MySQL.
Yeah, you can show that. There's no problem. We're not actually using that in a live system, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, should we? Well, there is Feeder Messiah in the chat. Oh wait, did we answer? Did we actually answer the problem?
Yeah, we're able to address Rage King 3.
Because there is another question by Feeder Messiah. Because of the snapshots feature being able to go back in time to a normal state OS, do you think virtual operating systems can be a normal thing for everyday users?
What kind of
Do you think?
everyday user are we referring to? Corporate job, for example, they're using virtual machine as a day-to-day work computer.
No, wait, for Rage King 3, sorry, I don't know much about coding and IT. I am working in real estate for 22 years. Okay, um, so what's the problem again? Sorry, I lost track.
So on the fourth question that that he had, he said that, okay, I'm looking for advice on startups. It's about real estate and agents and looking for talented people. Um, I think the problem that you have depends on the real business that you want us to develop the web app to, or the website to. Um, yeah. So we really need to learn the specific need that you have, and then you can talk about the wants that you have. So for example, I need a website that do this and that. I need a web app to do this and that. Just like that. You need to
Yeah,
be
the
specific.
features.
Yeah, because we really can't work on a vague feature. Like, I want a website. What kind of website is the first thing? What kind?
Yeah,
Is it a landing page? Is it a resume? Is it a portfolio? Is it because if there's a login feature, if we're talking about algorithms, calculations, and such, we're actually talking about a web app. So does it need to have a login? Does it need to be secure, like super secure? Which we do actually
yeah,
prioritize in some point, because today's day and age is that you really can trust the default settings. The what? The W?
I think he's typing something.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyways, should we go to Feeder Messiah first while
Oh,
we wait
sure.
for Rage King 3?
Sure. Do you have an input to that question?
That platform. Okay. Well, let's go back to Rage King again.
Hmm.
The platform has been built over 18 months now, team of 3, and already have a login and back end at the back end. Okay, so there is already a build. Okay,
I have a
okay,
question
and
though.
then
Oh wait.
I'm just wondering what challenges you guys have that we face too. I'm just wondering that what challenges you guys have that we. Oh, okay. I see what he's trying to ask here. He's asking for advices because they will face challenges, right, while developing the system.
Yeah.
So they want to know what are these challenges and And yeah, maybe we can share some advices when they're in these kind of challenges.
Yeah, you
So,
can you
who
can
should go first?
go ahead first.
Okay. So first challenge is actually, and always this always happens in a team of developers actually. When one developer is not like a team player, he codes differently from that of the other developers. And yeah, in doing so, that would really, really start a fight within a team, most especially when that person doesn't adjust. So solution to that kind of problem is there should be at least a lead developer, so he could manage, or yeah, he could manage the team, and he can say the standard on how they code. It's We call that the coding standard. And what else? What else? Well, there were other challenges that I faced when I was in a dev team was, well, I think one challenge is when they try to solve a complex problem, because they re and then they collaborate, and they ask for other advices within their team. I mean, they brainstorm on how can they provide a solution to this problem. That's another challenge because some complex problems will really slow down the progress. Hmm. Other problems that I have faced in a dev team, most of them are behavior actually. It's sometimes in the behavior. So, and in solving the behavior problems, that would depend on the lead developer and on the project owner.
Yeah.
Why? Okay.
What I
Should we?
can
I
uh,
think you should.
what I can add to that is that the thing is, starting a business and also starting developing a platform for your business is actually quite hard. You actually need to check those developers that you've got. You actually need to, at least review uh, their output, because if they're not actually working with each other, as Clever John had said, there might be a problem regarding the product. Because if you know
Okay.
DevOps, you know the cycle on how to do it properly is that you actually need to, the basic stuff. You need to plan, you need to develop, you need to test, you need to upload, you need to put that to production, and then the cycle goes on if there's a bug. You actually need to find those people who can work with each other. Preferably, you need to get those people who do know each other and had an experience working with each other for quite some time. Because there's a lot of developers and programmers that might do that might headbutts, or that might fight regarding a specific code or a specific syntaxes. For example, in JavaScript, there's a multiple way in writing code. You can use return and you can use returns. Some developer might say return should be our specific, what do you call this? Um, Default, but some developer might suggest that we should use return, and some may say returns again, blah blah blah, something like that, and the fight will goes on. So you actually need to find those developers who can work in a team. I do have a habit of not working with a team, because I can work with my own. I can um, maintain a code base on my own. I can also
Yeah. So
put that in production
this
on
is
my
the
own.
problem that I'm talking about.
Yeah. That is actually a problem because you development in a startup does actually require a team. You actually need to learn on how to communicate properly. Most programmers or developers are actually introvert. Some are ambivert like me who can, mingle with others, but at the end of the day, I want to be on my own and like an introvert. But most of us are introverts. We can't communicate properly sometimes. The explanation is thin. We can't provide a specific. We can provide a specific explanation, but we can't provide clear explanation like a very thick paragraph because we actually just use technical stuff. But yeah, that's the only advice that we have for you. And you've been developing this for 18 months. It's been too long. That's a concern that I had earlier when I read the message. 18 months. The fastest rush development project for big multi-level project that I got is that I was able to. The deadline is 3 months. I was able to finish that in 2 months. The problem is you've been developing that for 18 months, and I think you should think and ask the developers yourselves. You need to look at the output. You actually need to do and follow proper proper shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to
Okay.
say this,
Ask,
but yeah.
I- yeah, that's you can add that as a reason why tech startups fail. It's the time of development.
Yeah, it's the time of development.
Well, I would I would add another challenge actually, and this is one big reason why tech startups fail. Uh, I'm not uh, I'm not saying that you need to be a wait, I'm not asking you to be a tech savvy, but you do need to have the code checked because you just don't know.
Yep.
Maybe the developers built that system to fail one of these days.
Yep.
But yeah, that's another challenge. And how to solve that is maybe you can yeah, you really need to see you really need to talk to the lead developer.
There's actually a solution that he can do. If he does personally know a programmer or developer that he can talk to, like a close friend who is a developer for quite some time, a best friend who has been a programmer for quite some time, you need an auditor. Because if you
Yeah.
actually don't know these developers who's working with you, and if they are not being paid specifically and enough for that project that they're doing, because they've been doing that for 18 months, the maximum deadline that we can take at least is a year. 18 months. It's you're going for a 2 year period for that development. Yeah. Because the bad thing for that kind of development, since you've been doing that for 18 months, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but what if you have a competitor and they've already finished their platform within 12 months and they've already put that to production? The thing is, the problem that you're going to get is that sometimes in this kind of industry, regarding the as you've mentioned earlier, why do you think tech startups fail? It's because if your competitor is already the first one, why would the network on that platform move to a different one if they've already settled in on that first web app or system or a competitor that you have? So you really need to think about that. Yeah, I became I
He
really
did.
became concerned regarding that.
Yeah. He did ask, how often would you meet to get the project running? What do you mean, like meeting? Like face-to-face meeting? Because if it's a face-to-face meeting, if it is a face-to-face meeting, then and you really, yeah, I think face-to-face meeting is needed once a week. That's okay. That's already good. And we're in a pandemic, so once a week. Oh yeah, and in what I do actually when I talk to a certain member is I wanna try to get to 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 get their behavior immediately. I mean, like their attitude, and yeah, wait, he did send us his contact. Yeah, okay, okay, okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll just contact you then. But thank you for staying in chat.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm going to save your email address. Um, Clever will be able to save that too, so that
Yeah,
either one of us can be able to at least contact you, or you can initiate that. If you want to have that urgent, you can go to the website that we have, rpointsolution.com/contact. Just put the details there, and we're going to contact you as soon as possible as we can. Um, we do have Peter Messiah. Am I able to answer
yeah,
this
Peter
earlier?
Messiah. No, no, because yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
didn't
Okay.
answer this yet.
So, should you go ahead and provide an input regarding the question for Future Messiah?
Wait, let me read the question again. So the question is, do you think virtual operating systems can be a normal thing for everyday users? Virtual operating systems. So is that like in every activity you do, it's in a virtual operating system?
Is that the
Is
new
that correct
message that
or
you're uh is that the new message? There's a new message.
what do you mean a new message? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no. Oh, okay, okay, I see. For the VM case, VMs for normal and personal everyday use, like say any normal user can get infected, has a file accidentally deleted or replaced. Refreshing the OS without restarting the system, snapshot system can solve these things by going back in time. Oh,
Yeah.
so what I said is correct. For every activity is you will do it in a virtual system, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think yes, that could be a thing. And if you do have enough hardware to run virtual operating system, I do encourage to that. Because yeah, for viruses, you can protect yourself from viruses. But yeah, totally.
So basically here it
But
is.
for I mean,
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
uh, but for viruses that you can actually detect, I don't think virtual operating system will do anything. But for those viruses or malwares or anything that you can detect, then yeah, virtual operating systems will be good to use.
Okay. So basically the virtual machine is actually a separate thing on your operating system on your local machine. So, if you're going to use a virtual machine on top of the current OS that you have, and then suddenly your computer got infected, as long as that attack is not man in the middle type of thing, I think VM should be able to protect your stuff if you're hosting that in a server. Because on my current job, we're using a virtual machine as a workstation. We do have our provided computer for the workstation, but these computers had actually antivirus installed. We do use VPN, a virtual private network. The good thing about a virtual private network is that if you're going to use that, all of your outgoing and upcoming packets and connection is actually encrypted. So even your ISP won't be able to check the endpoint of those connection. So man in the middle attack isn't practically effective if you're using a VPN. So it's not just a VM or a virtual machine that can protect you, or a good thing that you can use for your work and such. You actually need a combination of virtual machine, VPN, and antivirus, and an IT, and a system administrator, and a server, SSL, those kind of stuff.
But of course, those things is just prevention. Like you really can't do 100% security, even though other antivirus companies says that. I mean, no system is safe. Fuck off.
Yeah. And mind you, for example, you're using your virtual machine with all the VPN, with all the antivirus set up. If you receive an email inside of that VM, it's a phishing email, and you click that, poof, it's either a Trojan will be downloaded and will run on your VM, so it's useless either way.
Yeah.
Either it will be a phishing site and ask for your credential. It's useless either way. So it's up to you, the user, too, to protect your data.
Well, that's what I thought of using a VM for your activities. Because if in the VM you will still do your personal matters, or you download files, you create documents, you put your personal pictures there. You're okay. I'm not gonna look deep into that photos or videos of yours. I mean, wouldn't it be just the same? If you get infected, all your files will be infected. So what's the difference of using the VM, right?
Yeah. If you do actually want a one-time operating system, for example, you're a journalist, you're doing investigative report in some other countries, and you know that for example, the FBI or the NSA is following you, you can actually use a different OS. You can use Tail OS.
Yeah, Tails. Those are the
Tail
Tails.
OS is actually quite useful, so you can, hide those whatever you're doing. I'm not gonna.
The
We're not going to do too deep in that.
the thing about Tails is you really can't install it.
Yep.
It's just a bootable flash drive, but you can use Cube OS.
Yeah, that too.
Cube OS is like it's everything is on VM when you're using Cube OS. I haven't experienced using Cube OS, but it's what it says. So yeah.
Yeah. So again, while we have you as our viewer, you can just follow us on this podcast so that every
Wait,
week, every Sunday, you can be able to, you know, interact
wait.
with us. Go ahead.
Rage King is saying something. I'm on Google Chat a lot. Who do you admire? I'm not sure what they mean by who do you admire.
Like inspiration, something like that. Am I right?
Yeah,
Or
inspiration in doing our stuff.
yeah. Or are we talking a different thing, or a general thing like inspiration or on tech and finance and what?
Yeah.
Or hero,
Or
perhaps?
are you trying to make us choose on where we should contact you? I'm not sure. Yeah, but if you could chat on what you mean, then yeah, we can totally reply to that.
Yeah. Maybe he's saying that he's on Google Chat, so maybe that's the a best way for us to contact him on Google Chat.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Do we? How many viewers that we have? I think we have 6 earlier. Please
yeah.
follow us. It does help. The system at least recognize that the content of this podcast is actually quite useful. We do like to
Mhm.
interact with our viewers, and yeah, it does help a lot. Oh, Google Hangouts. Okay, yeah, sure. No problem. We can definitely contact you. Should you or should I? Maybe we'll talk about that. Well, or both.
Yeah.
We can initiate the chat. So
Well, you can go on
go ahead.
since you're no, you can go ahead and contact him right now since you're the Buddha, since you're the body of knowledge.
They've been saying that I'm an Asian friend. Yeah, I'm your Asian friend.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. We'll contact you. I mean, Ian will contact you right now.
um, yeah. Oh,
So
there's actually a quite sensitive matter with regards to the podcasting because you actually need to balance the troubleshooting while you're live. It's actually quite funny because we've been actually spending at least 15 minutes or so preparing the
wait,
stream.
hold on. Yeah. Okay. See you, Rage King, and stay safe. Stay healthy.
All
And
right.
good night. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah. Without a doubt, we'll add you.
Yeah,
No
of
worries.
course. We're going to contact you because I'm concerned about that 18-month development. So yeah. For those viewers right now, please subscribe or follow us on the Twitch so that we can be able to, you know, at least we do know that the contents that we provide are good and at the same time useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out to Feeder Messiah. Thank you for following. Why don't we have that alert box?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, big shout out to Feeder Messiah. Thank you for following. And shout out to Rage King 3. Thank you for being in our chat. And yeah, no worries. We'll contact you.
Rage King
Well,
3, Feeder Messiah, one of our heroes for today.